Welcome into the Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Peterson. On today's show, we got an awesome thing to talk about. Some positivity on the program today because we're talking about the Baltimore Ravens' biggest problems and how they may have fixed them going into the 2025 NFL season. Stay tuned. You're going to see what it is, and you're going to see why I'm so confident why they fixed it for this next year. Before that, though, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because guess what? Rookies report for training camp tomorrow, and then veterans report next week. And then we got practices next week as well. It's starting to happen, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting through the dead period. We're about to have real-life football to talk about, and we'll be doing it all week long right here on the Ravens Rundown. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you got those notifications on for all of the latest. So as we know, looking back to last year's team, although they were a really good squad, or although they won 12 games in the regular season, won a playoff game, should have won 2 playoff games, they still had a lot of problems, right? There were multiple problems. And I know every single one of you guys right now is thinking to yourself, yeah, John Harbaugh is that big problem, okay? We can't fix the Harbaugh issues. He's been with this team a very long time. He's going to be with this team for much longer as he just signed that contract extension a couple months ago. So let's just skip Harbaugh, okay? We can't fix anything about that. What I want to focus on today is the pass defense. Because this is something that if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, you know that I've talked a ton about. Whether it was during the season, in the beginning, when I was really frustrated about it, whether it was at the end of the season, when I was excited about how it's improved, or whether it was in the draft when we talked about Malachi Starks. This has been a topic of discussion since I took over this channel last year. When you look at 2024, at the whole number, guess what, guys? They still weren't very good. Most yards per game, most pass percentage completed against, third most yards after catch over expected. Really bad in pretty much every single statistic. But a little bit of that silver lining is towards the end of the season, the last 7 weeks of the season, last 8 weeks of the season rather, they really improved. The defense as a whole. Number 1 in points per game. Number 1 in teams yards per game. Second in passing yards per game. First in defensive EPA. Like, they turned a leaf in a really big way. So that was a problem, right? The pass defense in the beginning, but then they fixed things. But the problem, in my opinion, still lies with that secondary. We're going to talk about turnovers. Now, no, turnovers aren't 100% on defensive backs. I get that. Helps to get interceptions if you cause a little bit more pressure up front with the pass rush. Defensive backs aren't the only ones forcing fumbles either. But I think we all can agree that the majority of turnovers are forced from good coverage and good play by both safeties and cornerbacks. And last year, when you look at the numbers, 12 interceptions, not bad, tied for 17th, still not top half of the league. Fumbles 4th, tied for 23rd, not great. Fumbles recovered, only 5 of them, tied for 28th. Total turnovers, 17 in a 17-game season that was tied for 26th. And if you take out Marlon Humphrey, who had a career year and had 6 interceptions, that team would have had 11 turnovers in the year, which is second least would have been for turnovers in the National Football League. Now, Marlon Humphrey was a part of that defense. He was a big part of that defense. So I know you can't just look at that and say, take him out, they get worse. But if you just take out one player, that eliminates over like 40% of your turnover production. And it's not just turnovers in the whole season that was frustrating to me, and that is frustrating to me. It's turnovers in the big games. And I think that's what we're going to focus pretty much the rest of today's episode on, okay? Because we all know that this has been a problem in the playoffs. It's obvious. You see it, I see it. We've talked about it before. In Lamar Jackson's 8 playoff games, look at these turnovers forced. 1 fumble forced against Los Angeles in 2019. Goose egg against Tennessee. And then the following year, 2021, 1 interception against the Titans. And then guess what? 5 straight playoff games. Lamar Jackson's 5 last playoff games, this defense has yet to force a single turnover. 2 in the 8 that Lamar Jackson has played. Now I get it, he's not helping himself because he has had a turnover problem himself. But you know what helps mitigate that? You know what helps win those games? You know what helps turn that 3-5 playoff record for Lamar into something a little bit more positive is if the defense can do their part and force their own turnovers. And they haven't been able to do that, and it's not even close. 2 out of 8? That's .25 a game. That's not good enough. This is how you win Super Bowls. Don't believe me? Let's look at the last 2 years. Let's talk Philadelphia. Last year, in the 2025 playoffs, they forced 4 against Green Bay, 2 against Los Angeles, 4 against Washington, 3 against Kansas City. Guys, they were all over the place. They couldn't be stopped. That defense was unbelievable. They were on a roll. They were a big reason that they got to that game, and then they won that game against Kansas City. Let's take it back 1 year before that. This isn't as drastic, but it's still a really big number. Kansas City, 4 playoff games, 6 turnovers forced, 1.5 a game. An interception against Miami, a goose egg against Buffalo. We all remember the 3 turnovers they forced against Baltimore, and then 2 in the Super Bowl against San Francisco. 6 total turnovers, 1.5 a game. They won the Super Bowl that year. Yeah, sure, Patrick Mahomes is great. Travis Kelce is great. But the defense is a big reason that they were able to do that, okay? I need you guys to be the change you want to see. Which president said that? Was that Ronald Reagan? It was Reagan or Nixon. We're going to say it was one of those 2 guys. I want you guys to be the change, okay? If you want to change the turnover luck, do me one big favor and like today's video. Don't jinx it. If you want things to change, it starts with you. So I'm going to need you to hit that thumbs up button. Coming up, I'm going to let you know how they fix this problem, okay? Why you should believe the turnover production is going to be different from 2025 to 2026. Lock in. Stay with me. But before that, don't go anywhere because, guys, I think this is the best deal we've seen in the history of Fanatics as a sponsor on this show. It's like what we call a home run deal. Something that you're not going to get every single day. And it's today only. If you go to chatsports.com/Lamar Jersey and you use code HOMERUN, okay, all one word, no spaces, no dashes, home run, you get 25% off this Lamar Jackson jersey. Purple and gold, or you can get the black and white. It was $100, and now with this code home run, you can save $25, getting it down to $75. Guys, they're doing this. Do you know why? Because training camp is about to happen. And that means preseason is going to happen. That means when the NFL season, they're not going to be able to do these deals anymore because everybody's going to be so excited about football, they'd be losing money. Well, they're doing this deal now, and it's for today only. Cannot stress that enough, okay? Save $25 by using code HOMERUN. Go to chatsports.com/Lamar Jersey. Get yours today and save 25%. Now, one of the biggest reasons that I believe that Baltimore fixed this going into this next season is that they prioritize the secondary in the offseason, okay? And they did that in multiple ways. First, with the draft, selecting Malachi Starks with the 27th overall pick in the first round. Then they got Mike Green in the second round, who's going to help the secondary because he's that prolific of a pass rusher. But the big thing that we talked about a lot of this offseason so far, since it's happened, is, of course, the signing of Jair Alexander to that 1-year deal. Okay, I think both those guys, being additions to the secondary, they're going to help this team create turnovers, okay? I know you want to harp on Jair Alexander's health. Guys, I'm not that worried about it. I believe in him. And I believe that, sure, he might not play every game in the regular season, but if he's there in the playoffs, that's all that matters to me. And we got to talk about, and remember, when Malachi Starks went on SportsCenter, he was asked this question: which quarterback are you looking forward to picking off the most? His answer? Simple, to the point. I want to get Josh Allen. 6 words. The first-round pick does not need more than 6 words to show how serious he is about coming to this defense, creating turnovers, and creating them in big moments, like against Josh Allen. I mean, look what he was able to do in college. The ball skills that this guy has are incredible. We all remember this play in the opener against the Oregon Ducks 2 years ago. And then we all remember this play in the opener against the Clemson Tigers last season. He likes to show out with the coolest interceptions in their opening games. I don't know why, but I'm here for it. I mean, look at the side-by-side, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Him absolutely using every inch of his body to turn, to jump, to catch, use both hands, have strong fingertips, come down with the ball, and give his team the rock again. Okay, we also got to remember Nate Wiggins. Finally got that interception in week 18, ended up taking it for 6. He's waiting for that all season. He had a ton of pass deflections, 13 total, tied for 15th in the National Football League. He finally got that first interception, and I kind of have the feeling that that's going to help him snowball things a little bit going into this next year. And you look at this group, and you look at this secondary, and the 5 that you're going to trot out there with the starting lineup most likely, Jair, Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks. With limited holes in this group, that in and of itself, the additions of the talent, that's going to help with turnover production, okay? I can promise you that because you added by subtracting this offseason. Brandon Stevens, he's gone. He's a New York Jet. Eddie Jackson, he's gone. He's at In-N-Out Burger. Marcus Williams, he's gone. I don't remember where, but he's gone. That's all that matters. Like, those 3 guys played a lot of minutes, especially in the beginning of last season. And they were a detriment to your group. They were. Also, you could have our Darius Washington back by the time the playoffs come around, who was a really key part in turning around this team, turning around this defense, okay? So having 2 ball-hawking, free-roaming safety in Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton, plus having 3 cornerbacks in Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, Jair Alexander that you're really confident in, and then also a better pass rush as Odafe Owe has gained 20 pounds. You added in Mike Green. All of those things, in my opinion, are going to equal a Ravens pass defense that is ready to finally turn the ball over and hopefully do it in the biggest moments in the postseason. That's what this team needs. That's what Lamar Jackson needs. That's what this franchise needs, is for the defense to step up and start taking matters into their own hands. We're going to get on out of here, but make sure you guys got me on social media. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. More importantly, though, make sure you guys are subscribed because training camp, hey, rookies report tomorrow. We'll have it all here, right here at the Ravens Rundown.